Sunday, July 28th. Haven't been videoing because my battery is getting low, but it's 6:20 in the morning and got this sunrise created by the smoke. Hopefully the color comes through. It's pretty, but it tells you what's going on. Okay, it's just before 11, Sunday the 28th. I guess this would be day 13. On Saturday I didn't video. I took a couple of pictures, mainly because my battery on this phone was down to like 10%. So so I got a couple of days of update. So I'm at Bucks Lake, Lakeshore Resort. I was dropped off here by a really nice gentleman this morning. And then I walked over to the campground, which is about a mile. I should have been dropped off there. I didn't realize. Anyway, there's a store there and a campground. Campground you can stay for free if you're a PCT hiker. So today I'm going to get organized because I have to get off the trail. I went as far as I could, and the trail from here north, quite a ways, is closed because of the big fire that's northwest of us, and it's basically choking out the trail with smoke. And the fire itself is headed towards Burnie, which would have been 10 days for me from now, maybe. So what happened on Friday is I was checking, whenever I had cell service, I was updating my wife, and I was checking watch duty to see what the fire's progress was, and that took a lot of power off the phone. And get updates from other hikers. And yesterday I got an update from Smokey, who's a hiker I've bumped into a few times, and she was telling me that the trail was closed. So yesterday was a bit of an adventure too, because there was so many trees blown down that I got a bit lost. I got up really early and started hiking at 5, but I got a bit lost and disoriented, and probably wasted half an hour, getting around, and finally took this old road walk. So anyway, through all that I ended up here and bumped into a fellow Canadian, and he and I have been chatting all morning, and we're kind of hanging out. He's heading out today, and I'm planning to stay today and head out tomorrow if I can get things arranged. So that's a bit of an update. I'm sure I forgot some things, but I will, as I remember them, of course. You know how I video, I usually will update you with something I forgot. Yesterday, by the way, I hiked a little over 22 miles and didn't feel too bad at the end. And I could have made it to town here. Well, it's not a town, it's a resort area. I could have made it here last night, and I thought, well, no, I'm going to stay on trail. I had to hike 3 miles this morning, and by doing so, I got to my last 3 miles early in the morning. It was great. I love morning hiking, and it's a good way to finish this section. So and I'll reevaluate whether I continue further north, but I'm thinking that pretty much this is it. I'm done. There's the view of the fire from Bucks Lake. That's the fire that's causing all the problems, and I've been showing you pictures for the last couple days. Okay, it's still Sunday the 28th. I'm at Haskins Family Campground at Bucks Lake. Really nice campground, actually, very nice. And because it's Sunday, it's kind of mostly cleared out. As far as I can tell right now, I'm the only PCT hiker here. There's one other tent, but I haven't seen anybody there. So I'm thinking that unless some people start coming in from later today, I might have been one of the last few to get off trail here, which kind of makes sense. I'm not that fast a hiker, and people passed me that I'd seen in Sierra City that were left a day or two later. So spent most of the 4 or 5 hours at the Lakeview Resort. Had lunch there, watched the Olympics, some of the Olympics anyway. Watched Canada beat France in soccer in extra time. That was pretty interesting, pretty cool. And now I'm back at this campground, and then I'm gonna walk back down to the Lakeview for supper a little later. I've arranged a trip to Reno tomorrow, and I think Boiler, who's the Canadian I met earlier today, he's in Quincy, which isn't far from here, and unless his plans change, I'm going to be picking him up in Quincy, or the Trail Angel will anyway. So, and I'm going to see if there's any other hikers that show up that want to ride, then I can let them know I've got something arranged. So I'll end up in Reno, collect my vehicle, go there. I've got a hotel there. They've changed the the fire closure a little bit further north. The big fire that was near Etna, which is 400 miles away roughly. This closure is about 110 miles, and it's only because of the smoke. But how long that's going to last, who knows? I'm not going to wait it out. So I have a choice, and initially my choice was I'm going to go home, take the scenic route, do some car camping on the way. But when I get to Reno, I'm going to see what's going on further north and reevaluate. Maybe I do want to flip. It's not one of my things that I really wanted to do. I kind of had set in my mind that once I'm off the trail for whatever reason, but primarily fire these days, that I'm good. I mean, I hiked 175 miles, which is pretty good. I'm not unhappy with that. Another 50 would have been great. That would have been kind of half my goal, but regardless, the trail's still here, so I can come back. So I'm going to decide for sure. I'm still probably leaning towards leaving the trail right now and then coming back some other time. But that's kind of where my head's at. It's a little confusing because I feel really good. I mean, I still have a bit of a blister, but it's healing up. Hiked 22 miles yesterday, which is pretty good for me, really good for me. So, do I keep going? I don't know. I've got the mental and the physical benefits right now to keep going. So, something I've got to decide, and I got a couple of days I'm going to think about it. So when you walk between Haskins Campground and Lakeshore Resort, there's these cabins here, and Bucks Lake Lodge. Unfortunately, the lodge experienced a roof collapse from snow a couple years ago, and so it's no longer available. They haven't fixed it yet, and hopefully they do, because established in 1929. It's a beautiful spot. Good morning, Monday the 29th, a little after 10 o'clock. I stayed at I think I mentioned Haskins Campground. It was quite chilly this morning, actually, which if I was on trail would have been great. The weather this morning, it's warming up now, but chilly mornings, I don't mind hiking at all. Unfortunately, can't, but so this morning I'm just waiting for my ride. I'm going to Reno. Between here and Reno is a little town called Quincy, and so there's two other hikers that I found that need a ride to Quincy, and then there's two hikers from Quincy to Reno. So full vehicle pretty much, and hope, I think everybody will pitch in for gas, so the Trail Angel Linda will get compensated for sure. She's also the one that's watching my vehicle for me near Reno, where she lives. So yeah, that's the update for today. It's a beautiful day here. I can't even see smoke from the park fire. Kind of wonder about the trail closure now, but obviously I can't see 50 miles ahead, which is supposed to be pretty bad. And Lassen Volcanic Park, which is part of the PCT, it's been closed completely, like for everything, not just PCT hikers. So one of the, I guess, benefits is I like this place. I've liked all the towns pretty much, but I'll be back here when I continue. Okay, it's about 2 in the afternoon on Tuesday, July 30th, and I'm in Reno right now. And as I've been talking about the fire, the park fire, I'll summarize a little bit. Because of the fire and the smoke that's spreading west from the Chico area where this fire started, last time I looked it was over 350,000 acres. It's one of the top 10 biggest fires in California. So the smoke is affecting the trail. And right at mile 1270, there's a road from Quincy to Bucks Lake, and Bucks Lake was where I was staying. After I was planning to stop there anyway, but there's an actual road or a trail closure sign notice on the trailhead. So you, as a hiker, it's illegal. You could be fined quite an amount too, and there might even be potential for jail time too. So, at any rate, I'm not going to go hiking through a very smoky area. It's and the further north you go, actually, near the amount of trail closed was 109 miles. So it's a long ways, and the northern portion of that closure is the potential for the fire to actually get there, because there's very little containment. So then the decision becomes, do I flip up somewhere else? And I've been kind of considering that, but it's not my favorite choice. So as it is, I did accomplish 175 miles in 11 days plus the morning that I got off the trail. And so I'm fairly happy with that. I would have liked to have done more, obviously, but 175 miles I'm pretty happy with it. And I have mixed feelings about this too, because I was at the stage where mentally I'd get up in the morning, and by the end of the day, I was beat and felt tired sometimes, but I knew what to expect. Physically, I was just getting there. The legs were good, the feet were pretty good. I still had a little blister on my right or left foot. I scraped my knee, minor thing really, from all of the downed trees, and my back, my shoulder on my left shoulder has been kind of rubbed a little bit, and it's sore from the pack. But these are normal long distance hiking things. So as I said, I did accomplish 175 miles, got off at mile 1270, and I kind of made sure that I could have gotten off the trail about four miles sooner, but I decided to go the extra 4 miles to a different road to get into Bucks Lake, because then I would have at least one more night on the trail, which was nice, and it was a beautiful morning too to finish. So I made a few notes about some of the things that happened, people I met, and primarily people. And I might have mentioned some of them before. I may have, I may not. I know I mentioned Tamir, the young fella from Israel. Very interesting guy. wouldn't accept a trail name. Didn't say why, but he just didn't want a trail name. I met Boiler in Bucks Lake, Canadian guy, very interesting guy. He's involved in the arts industry. He actually too lived in Jasper for 5 years, so he had a lot of knowledge about what was going on there, friends that were impacted by that fire. He actually worked for Parks Canada, so I learned quite a bit about the politics of what's going on in Jasper. And I'm not, I have my opinions about it, and I'm not going to get into it here on this video, but suffice it to say, and after talking with Boiler, the finger pointing is justified, I think, if it's happening, and it should. Another Canadian I met, her trail name was Egnado. She was pretty funny. I met her in Sierra City, or before then, but I met her parents also in Sierra City. They were taking a few days off. They came over to meet her. Linda, the trail angel, man, she was great. I had arranged for her to pick me up in Chester, which is it's only about 65 miles north of Bucks Lake where I got off. But because of the fire, she agreed to pick me up in Bucks Lake. It's the same distance, basically. My vehicle was at her place in Gardnerville, which is just south of Reno here. And she actually stored my vehicle last year too. But as much as I feel a little disappointed in myself for not flipping up, I also feel a little proud of myself because with the help of Linda, I helped arrange for 5 other hikers to get out of Bucks Lake, and because it's been tough for people to find ways to get around. So I got 3 hikers to Quincy, and then 2 hikers from Quincy to Reno. One of them was Boiler, so she was great. Had met a couple other guys. Todd at Bucks Lake, he was the bar manager, and he's funny. Had a great time BSing with him and watching him work. And Rob at the old Sierra City hotel, and Dixie also at the Bucks Lake store. Dixie and Rob kind of have similar stories. They're in small communities trying to survive, and it's hard because these are small communities. They're working out of older buildings. Generally, the old Sierra City hotel is like 140 years old, and all the new standards are starting to catch up with these people. And any little change can be a big. It starts out little, but it turns into a big thing, and it'll run them right out of business potentially. So they have their struggles, and I sure hope that right now. Well, now the fire is going to really impact things because they get a lot of income out of the hikers that come through their towns. So I'm hoping that this is short-lived for them. So for now, I'm going to make my way home like I did last year and probably go through Oregon again and do some car camping. I did a little shopping around Reno. There's an REI that's only a few blocks from here, and REI is like if you don't know, it's basically like a mountain equipment co-op, and it's a co-op as well. Really expensive, but they do have some stuff that I can't get in Canada, believe it or not, for hiking. So I did stop in there again today, and a couple of other places. So that's kind of what's going on. And if I think of anything else I want to add, I'll just attach it to this video. I want to thank. I'm still uploading videos now. By the time you see this one, the other ones will be uploaded. But I hope you find them interesting still, and I look forward to any questions from some of you that you might have that I maybe didn't mention on the videos, because I often think of things and then they don't end up actually on video. So in conversations down the road, we'll probably discuss some things that I thought were noteworthy. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I guess we'll do this again next year.